I am very happy that I joined you because I was in the US to represent our country in a tech conference. And it so happened that just when the ACP, which is part of the area that I cover, had requested me to do something around diaspora, it coincided with this launch of KDLFE here. And I did the article, basically questioning what is the glue that brings us together. How can we work together? Because we get so many questions from those who are the greater African diaspora, for example, from the Caribbean, from the Pacific. How can we work together as Africa diaspora? That we can come to and discuss. But I'll focus right now on a couple of things which we can begin to think about. One of the areas, I think it has been articulated by our government, is economic diplomacy. And in this space, we want our economy to be like those economies that we serve here. And for us to be similar or competitors, we must improve knowledge and skills transfer from this part of the world. And the people who can do this best are those who are in the diaspora here. For example, we have 3,000 both in Belgium and Luxembourg who are in diaspora, some who are working in very key organizations. And we are looking at how can we, for example, look at the future technologies and transfer that knowledge to Kenya. I don't know whether Mulis here has been working to make sure that we build capacity in the space of artificial intelligence and other areas like data analytics, bioeconomy, which are the areas that will define our future going forward. I know most of you have talked about remittance, but my view is that we must begin to look at remittance in a different view. For example, what we were doing in California is we are looking at these disruptive technologies that are coming. Most countries are looking at how can we exploit that space. If you recall, companies like Google, Yahoo, when they began to grow, a lot of countries invested, a lot of diaspora from other countries invested in that space. And we need to get to that level where within a short period of time, for example, the people who invested in Google or Facebook 10 years ago, if they invested, say, like $1,000 US, right now they could be worth $100,000 US. We need to share knowledge around such space. Another area which I think is very critical to our part, to Kenya and Africa, is entrepreneurship and innovation. And in this space, several companies, like here where we have been visiting, we've been able to convince some of them, for example, to invest in disruptive areas. For example, we have a problem at the bottom, for example, the poultry sector, which we have a problem getting protein. And yet we know biotechnology can get into manufacturing of protein. We've managed to secure one company, one biotech company, which will move to Kenya. And we need the diaspora who understand the future of food and the future of that space to be the first ones to show Kenyans where to invest. One of the areas that I sort of alluded to in my article was influence. I think we have a greater opportunity to create global networks and partnerships that would create influence for our country to grow. sometimes we don't get that space. We get condemned by other countries. Then we don't see how to deal with it. But the diaspora, which works and in such space, actually help in that space. Another area I'm moving faster because I don't have time is advocacy and policy. I think it's my colleague Mwanza, either Mwanza or Mumbea, who talked about creating influence. The diaspora have a huge opportunity to create greater influence, in which when, say, our leaders travel abroad, for example, in the US, if they created links with the Black community such that those who are in the Congress demand that African speakers speak to them first before they speak to the government, they would get a lot more attention than they do if we are able to move into that space. We have an opportunity. We need to begin to discuss beyond this, and I hope the next time we meet, we need to talk about the strategies of dealing with our problem, which we know is lack of trust. And if we deal with that trust issue, we can work together for the betterment, not just for ourselves, but for our country. I would stop here because a lot has been repeated. I was trying to say things that have not been said, but it's a good opportunity, and I congratulate those who came up with the idea. And I think we can take it from here and begin to expand, and you find that Kenya is providing leadership, not just within the country, but across Africa in creating the wider diaspora. Like I was not able to add in my document that the Nigerian diaspora has heavily succeeded because they are supported by policy from home, and also they work together, especially when they are looking for international jobs, and help one another. We need to learn from them and also be able to use those strategies within ourselves and improve our country. Thank you very much.